We're going to be tackling my August TBR in one video. So this video ends whenever I finish my August TBR. Today is Monday the 18th. We are going to be starting On a Quiet Street. This book has been on my TBR the longest. That's why I decided to knock it out. Some other books on my TBR are Perfect Fit by Claire Gilmore, Left It Forever by Tara DeWitt, The Co-op by Tara DeWitt, and then Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, her new release. I was going to start that one first because I was so excited for it, but I decided in case this one put me in a slump, I will need that book to revive me. I was also wanting to like kind of push it back because the whole point of this August TBR, this midway through August TBR, is a last ditch effort for summer, keep the summer vibes going until just after Labor Day. And then we'll be moving into fall. So that's what I was kind of thinking. We've got a few mysteries, kind of giving the fall vibes, but also this one, although I know you're thinking that's a thriller, that's a mystery, why is it on your summer TBR? This one is about like neighborhood gossip, hiding in plain sight, how the most pretentious, like well put together neighbor has the darkest secret. And a lot of the action is going to be taking part. They're going to be having like lemon loaves and talking in the garden. So it is very much like a summer book in my eyes. Just the setting itself is very summer to me. But then like the aspect of it being a mystery, being a thriller, that is moving into the fall vibes. You catch my drift? Fluffy contemporary romances. I've been wanting to read them, but they have just been getting pushed to the wayside because fantasy was calling to me this summer. So I'm wanting to fit a few of those in because once winter hits, I don't know if I'll necessarily be drawn to them. My goal is by August 28th because I will be leaving on my last summer trip, my last little weekend Labor Day trip. So I want to have all these books finished. Okay, I just went on a walk and I was just basically thinking about the book. Currently, I'm on chapter 10, and this book is literally nothing like I thought it would be. That's for Goodwill. I don't just have trash in my car. Just by the way, in case you were wondering, I'm actually so surprised by it. Like pleasantly surprised. I thought this was mostly just gonna be gossip. I mean, the tagline of the book is that no one is like as neat and orderly as they seem. Everyone has a secret. Like that's kind of like the main thing of the book, but it's told from the perspective of 3 different women. One has recently just lost her son, one thinks her husband is cheating, and another one is in a there's like a bunch of little like weird things that are going on that you're like, oh, could it be this husband? Could it be this neighbor? Could it be like, is this all connect? How is this all going to connect? Because right now, everyone's stories, except for 2 women's stories, connect because they're best friends. The other woman is kind of a loner. So it's me wondering how it's all going to connect. Like, I don't want to obviously give too many details because I don't want to like give a spoiler. I'm very interested so far. In like 10 chapters, we've covered so much ground. I'm like pleasantly surprised. This has been sitting on my bookshelf for 2 years and I've just not picked it up because it just did not call to me, and this just goes to show it's always the books you least expect to be bangers. Okay, I stopped at chapter 20 last night and I'm just continually so impressed by this book. I think the most impressive thing about it is that each one of these women's stories could have just been that singular story. They would have been lacking something. Having the added factor of it being 3 women's stories who are like interconnected on the same timeline. What a good choice to do that. It's crazy because when you're thinking about the story, each person's story has enough background and beefiness to hold their own. Like they wouldn't need the others for the story, but adding them, adding their perspective, making it a full circle thing really works. I think only one character couldn't have it. Just, like there's nothing I can say about this book without it being a spoiler. Like there are so like every single page is being used. Like we are using every single page. I'm so excited to see how it ends. I do have some theories. the epilogue. This was so much better than I expected it to be. I am currently in shock. This was good. I think it's gonna end up being a 4 stars. I'm so impressed. I've never heard of Miss Glass here. Where the book starts, what you think may happen, the whole structure of a thriller just kind of like, it stays the same, but like the mystery aspect of it unravels a little bit. And I think that's so fun because that's not what you expect. Like, you don't expect the whole like format to unravel. I love the perspective from 3 different people. Honestly, I thought it was really well done. Each story on their own, very compelling, but when you put them together, it's so much more interesting. Slow releases details, like we're in the character's mind, we're with them, but we don't necessarily know the whole situation as they're talking about an event. We don't necessarily know everything that's going on behind closed door, and it's slowly presented to you. That was so fun to me. I'm so ashamed that I put this off for 2 years. I'm so ashamed. This is just a sign, something that's been on your shelf for a while, you're scared to start it, just freaking start it. I'm so thoroughly surprised. I need to decide what's next, but that is such a good start, and I can't believe I read this first because I thought it was gonna put me in a slump. That is shameful. That is shame. That's so offensive. Like, I'm so sorry. I was not aware of Miss Glass's game. Wow, I've never been so happy for someone. Like, I'm so happy for all 3 of these women. In their own way, they've each like finally found peace, and it's like, thank God, because I was scared for them. I need to be done talking about this, but I literally just started thinking about 2 words of the book, and the last 2 words are I'm free. I'm free! You bitch! I've already started the co-op. Still low-key thinking about On a Quiet Street, but we must move on. We must persevere. This girl, she is going back to her hometown. Her grandma has recently passed away, and her and this guy were both left ownership of this dilapidated house, and they can either sell it or they can fix it up. It's really up to them. But for like a year, it's just been sitting there, and the guy's been like taking care of it, and so she's basically forced to go back and deal with him. The kicker is though that when she was 19, they had a summer fling that kind of ended really badly, and that's basically where we're starting. So far, first chapter seems very typical. I'm really hoping that this has just the 2 POVs and not like a back and forth timeline. I really don't need to see their 3-week relationship in the past. Like, just tell me about it. Just allude to a moment. Please do not make me go back in time for a 3-week relationship. I just don't think I will enjoy that. Okay, you're in the bookshelf right now. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to take Perfect Fit with me. The co-op, I'm reading it on my Kindle right now. I'm finding a little bit of it like difficult because it's one of my least favorite things in books, the back and forth timeline of them when they were children. Wow, I just went on the longest rant and it was not recording. Like, I'm talking like 10 or 15 minutes of me ranting. That is disappointing. So I'm just gonna summarize everything that I've just said up until this point. I don't really want to read about you as an angsty teen. I don't care. Like, if I'm being quite frank, very honest, I don't care. I don't care. And then I was just talking about how I wish authors would utilize different ways of getting the plot along. You can literally just describe a memory to me, and you can go on page by page and get lost in describing this memory to me, because that's what happens in real life. Like, you can smell something, you can see something, a memory can pop back in your head, and you're there, and you're just like, and then you come to, and you're like, oh, I'm in Applebee's, like, I need to chill. I think we should utilize that more in books as a plot device, because in the co-op currently, I'm getting frustrated. I just checked towards the end, like some of the very last chapters, we are still in going back to before, and I'm just like, at that point in the book, I would hope that we were far enough along to where we would not need to go back in time. Genuinely frustrating me so bad, because I want to focus on now. The now timeline is more interesting. Use memories, use their thoughts, show me what happened back then, but you don't physically have to take me back to that moment every single time you need to let me know something about the character. Share a moment with me, please. Don't want to DNF, like I really don't want to, but for the purpose of this video, I might. I'm going to try to continue, but like actually it's just getting on my nerves. So going to carry this around with me and maybe start it today. We shall see, because I need to start finishing something, but I'm just mad. I'm just angry. Update time. I'm on chapter 18 in The Perfect Fit. I've just been honestly devouring this. Whoops, I forgot to put my bookmark back in. But I have just been flying through this book like that. I mean, there's a few things here or there that I'm just like, okay. But overall, a good time. And I do think that I will be able to finish it. The more this goes on, the less ambitious I'm feeling about finishing a bunch of books. Like, I just genuinely don't know if I can do it. I'm really trying my best. I'm really trying my best. We shall see. Because I'm also really excited because Allie Hazelwood posted today that she has a book coming out, and I don't think I realized, like, I'm still not even sure if this is like a real book or if it's a novella slash short story. Like, I'm genuinely confused. Oh, I'm finding out live. I'm finding this out live. 5 minutes ago, Taylor Swift is engaged. Genuinely, I went on Instagram right now to search up whether or not to look at Allie Hazelwood's new book, and I'm finding out live. Oh my god, and they made the post together. Wait, that's so cute. I cannot believe I'm finding this out live. Hold on, I have to send this to my friend. What was I doing? Back to where I'm going. 1 more week until launch, and she wrote this one up here first, and I need to know what this is. It is a novella, but for what? 8 original stories exploring love after the end of the world. Anyway, I'm gonna try to finish this today. I'm kind of low-key wanting to DNF the co-op. And I think that's why I'm liking this one right now. The 2 characters in this one, they knew each other when they were in high school. And instead of going all the way back to then, we're just having little flashback moments. And I love that. Just give me a brief summary. I don't need the whole moment. Anyway, we're gonna try to finish something. Okay, The Perfect Fit, I did just want to give like a brief description of it. We have Josie. She's the female main character. She is a CEO of a clothing company that she started while she was in college. And then there's Will, the other main character, and they knew each other in high school. So Josie was friends with his twin sister, and she broke her only rule, which is don't get with my brother. And she kissed him, and there were some like other circumstances that led to that are fully justifiable, but obviously it broke up this friendship. None of them ever really talked again, and now it's like 10 years in the future. She bumps into Will, and then they end up having to work together because it is a workplace romance. I did just want to give a brief introduction to the Hotel Nantucket. It is just talking about how it's been dilapidated. It's like a haunted hotel, and this rich billionaire from Europe has bought it and wants to fix it up and get like this 5-star review from this super acclaimed critic who basically never gives 5 stars. And it kind of gives like a Lady Whistledown vibe, because throughout the book she just kind of like writes other reviews and she checks everything. Like, she will dock points for the tiniest thing. The part that I just read, she docked points because she went to write down a reservation and the pin in the hotel room was dry and she couldn't do it. So she was like, if you're gonna provide something for the staff or for your guest, it needs to work. Thank you, thanks for applying. You're not getting 5 stars. It's from like multiple POVs, so it's super fun. You're getting to see like different viewpoints of the hotel, what everyone in the hotel is going through, and things of that nature. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of following the first book we read, On a Quiet Street. The way that it has multiple POVs and you're getting like the same story through a bunch of different eyes, and like none of them know exactly what's going on. Like none of them know exactly every detail, and it's pretty cool. I am really enjoying that aspect of it. Let's chat. So we left off and I was reading The Hotel Nantucket, but before we talk about that, I want to just go through and talk about all the books that we completed in a little over a week. So we started off with On a Quiet Street, gave it 4 stars. I highly recommend this book if you have not read it yet. If you have, let me know your thoughts. Next on our list, we started the co-op and things did not go as planned. So this was one of my highly anticipated reads of the year, this one and Left It Forever. I was really looking forward to both of these Tara DeWitt books. I am soft DNFing the co-op because this is a second chance romance. I didn't want the video to be me DNFing books, so I just decided to hold off on these two and save them for a later date when maybe I am feeling a little bit whimsical and I do want to read about teenage angst. But I was just getting so fed up with going back in time because I signed up to read an adult romance, and going back in time, the teenage angst was a bit much for me. Everything was just really immature. And then we have The Perfect Fit. I rated it 3 stars. This book ended open-ended and I just felt like that was completely unnecessary. That, and I felt like a lot of the issues that caused the main rift were not spoken about until towards the end of the book. If you're interested in a slightly spoilery review, just to know if you want to read that, you can go to my Goodreads, and I did leave a spoiler review in here which kind of describes what I'm talking about when I'm saying that they didn't really address something until the end of the book, but I don't actually want to go in too much into depth. And then currently I'm reading The Hotel Nantucket and I'm having a fun time. Also, I did just want to mention Ellen Hildebrand's books. I thought it was so cool. You know when authors list their books in the front and they're like, also, if you like this book, here's my other work. She actually puts hers in color, and I've never seen that in a book, but I thought this was a fantastic touch. So many characters, there's so many POVs, I'm not even going to try to name everybody. But essentially, this book starts out with one of our main characters. We have been in her POV slightly more than some of the other characters. She is in the throes of a breakup. You just get so many different POVs. We get that POV. We get a POV of a rich son who's trying to change his ways because he's like, I don't want to just be a Brad. I don't want to live after the Brad or Chad, whatever, because he's a spoiled brat basically. But he's trying to change his spoiled brat ways. Literally get a POV from a ghost of the hotel. I have literally never read a book where you get the POV of the ghost, and it's low-key hilarious. It's really funny, and I don't know if it's trying to be funny. I also love Ellen Hildebrand's books because Nantucket is always a character. It's always a prevalent character, and I think that's beautiful. I love when authors make the setting or whatever a main character. I'm so excited, and a lot of the places that are listed in here, me and my friend, we literally made a reservation there. So it's really fun for me to almost have Easter eggs for myself for my trip that I'm going on. And here comes the game plan. I've not finished this yet. I am, however, going to finish it today. I'm very close to being done, a teensy bit. So what's gonna happen is we're doing this wrap up now. We're gabbing. I am not sure what I'm going to rate this yet, honestly. For the fun vibes, I would rate it higher, but just the book in general, you know what I mean? I don't know if necessarily it's gonna be higher than a 3-star, but the vibes, immaculate. Pairing it with my trip, immaculate. I would actually rate it higher just for that alone, but just in the standpoint of if I was not reading this before I was going to Nantucket, I would probably give it a 3 stars. I'm just so excited that this is only hyping me up. It's only making me more hyped. What we're going to do is, I'm so close to being done with this. I'm going to finish this book on that break, and then I'm going to just kind of put a clip in and tell you my rating, and or if I'm too scared to speak at work, I'm literally just gonna be like, this is 3 stars, and we're just gonna end the video there. So that is my game plan with this. I am posting this video today. I did want to get it out there, especially because of the next book. As I said, 6 books in this TBR. We did not get to Not Quite Dead yet, and that's because I decided to save it for our flight. We have a very interesting flight schedule tomorrow. We will be getting up at like 3 a.m. and going to the airport. And it's going to be a very long travel day. I am doing like a travel vlog / reading video where I will be reading this, and I will still plan to complete my August TBR because I have no doubts that I will finish this. And even if I don't finish it on the trip, it will get finished.